Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we will talk about the revision for the examination. Here I'm going to revise the complete syllabus of the first semester BA Generic English from the examination point of view with reference to your question paper, so that that's going to help you at the last moment of your examination, like before 1 hour, before 2 hours, if you would like to re-glance, if you would like to go through that what may be the pattern of the question paper and which are the chapters you have in your syllabus. But for in-depth study, I would suggest you to go through the textbook and also watch my videos on all the chapters, summaries, and the grammar, etc. And all the other lessons links you can see in the description box. So without much delay, let's begin it. Before that, let's glance here at the syllabus. So what is the syllabus of the first semester BA Generic English under BCU? You have here workbook. Under workbook, you have comprehension passage, picture reading, caption writing, referencing skills. Then you have listening skills. Under listening skills, you will be having the questions like difference between listening and hearing, types of listening, then listening activities, that's in the classroom. Then you have language functions, introducing yourself, others, request, offering help, congratulating, inquiry, seeking permission, and then giving instructions. Then you have question forms, question tags, and the kinds of sentences. We have different kinds of sentences like assertive, negative, uh, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, these sentences, and the punctuation marks. Then under literary section, you have six lessons: Vachanas, 9 gold medals, it's a story; White Heron, another story; The Last Song; then Bholi; and Swami Vivekananda's speech of 1893 Chicago. So that is about syllabus. So that's going to help you to recall. So let's begin it. Your question paper is divided into the two sections. The section A is with reference to your workbook. The section A will be having the questions from the workbook, which has a weightage of 40 marks. And here you'll be having the very first question, comprehension passage. So it's very easy question. A passage is given on the question paper. Read the passage, answer the 5 questions which are set on it, and you need to answer either in one word or in a one sentence. Sometimes multiple choice questions also may be asked. True or false questions may be asked. Sometimes they may ask one question, give a suitable title to the passage. So similar to your second PUC or +2, one passage will be given, an unseen passage will be given. Second, you have here a picture interpretation. A picture will be printed on a question paper, and you need to describe the image, you need to describe the picture. And here your knowledge of grammar or your writing skill will be tested. So write in a very simple manner, without any grammatical error, without any kind of spelling error. That's for 3 marks. The next question you have here, caption writing. This is again a compulsory question that is for 2 marks. So I have extracted one question from the previous year's question paper. Lions Club Bangalore has organized an awareness program on anti-ragging in your college. Write 2 captions. So captions, well, for example, say no to ragging, stand up speaking about stop ragging. So you need to give the captions in hardly one of the 2 words. It cannot be, it's like a phrase, it cannot be a sentence. So that's for the 2 marks without any choice. Please go through my videos on the question papers also. I have done 3 question paper solution: model question paper, 2022 question paper, 2023 question paper. And these 3 question paper solutions videos links you can see in the description box. Then this is quite something new for you. Here, 2 questions will be asked. The sample questions are on your screen here from the referencing skills. You have a topic referencing skills. So there are 2 referencing skills we have, many we have, but primarily like 2, like MLA style, APA style. What is the meaning of bibliography, importance of bibliography, which are the primary sources, which are the secondary sources, why the sources should be acknowledged, right? So I have done a very special video on referencing skills. Please do watch my video on the referencing skills. The link is in the description box. That's going to help you a lot. So these are the sample questions which I have extracted from the last year's question papers. So referencing skills for 2 marks. Then you will be having 3 marks questions, 1 mark each, from the topic listening skills, where you may be asked about the list out the types of listening, what is the meaning of discriminative listening. So all the listenings, types of listening you should know. the meaning of each type of listening you should also know. They may ask you that what is the meaning of therapeutic listening, what's the difference between empathetic and the therapeutic listening, right? What is active listening, what is passive listening, what is the difference between hearing listening, mention two differences between hearing and listening, how to improve listening. So these are the three questions will be asked here, compulsory without any choice, for 3 marks. Then 10 marks question from the language functions. As I told you earlier, 2 marks each. How to introduce yourself or how to introduce somebody, how to request, how to seek permission, how to make an inquiry, how to express the expression for the appreciation, for the congratulations. So here you need to use a very polite language here. For example, how to request. So you can say, excuse me sir, could you please help me to, could you please drop me to the majestic, my bike is broken down, or my bike has got punctured. So request very politely. So I have copied this, I have extracted this information or this type of questions from a previous year's question paper, right? You can go through, such kind of questions will be asked, not exactly same, such kind of questions will be asked here from this section. Do as directed. That is for 10 marks, very scoring. Do it properly, you will be getting 10 out of 10. Then the next question you have here, compulsory question, 5 marks, that is giving instructions. So you need to write a set of instructions on the topic. For example, how to get a toll pass. So there's a fast tag is here, like you can say stop your vehicle, then it will be scanned here, right? Then how to make coffee. So you need to write, you need to use the main verb first, and don't write in a paragraph, write in the key points. After the instructions, you have a question here from the grammar. You have 10 marks questions from the grammar here. Which are the 10 marks? Three questions for questioning framing, question framing, like WS questions or the yes or no questions. Two questions, question tags. Three questions, identify the types of sentences. So that's very much basic, like assertive, negative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory. Then punctuate the sentences. So there will be sentences without any punctuation. You need to put here, you need to mark the punctuation marks. That's for 2 marks. So we have the sample questions from the previous year's question paper. You can see here, she went in search of ATM counter. So why did she go? So, or we can say, I'm sorry, you can say, where did she go? So she went in terms of in search of ATM's counter. Who refused to wait for her? The taxi driver, right? Why was Sharanya appreciated? So that is the WS questions. Then question tag, you belong to that class, don't you? It was very sweet, wasn't it? Right? Identify the types of sentences. The office remains closed. It's an affirmative sentence. Does she go to bed early every day? Right? It's a, we can say, what do you call it, as a, it's a question. It's a question, you can say here, interrogative sentence. Then don't disturb, the doctor is in, so you can see here exclamatory sentence. Then punctuate the following sentences. So I'm going to Hubli to visit my father. So Hubli should be, H should be capital. Then next you have contact me please before 4:15 in the evening, right? So contact me, comma, or we can say contact me please before 4:15 in the evening. So 4:15 instead of evening, you can say 4:15 p.m. So p dot m dot, right? So like this, you'll be having here 10 marks grammar, very scoring, very easy. Just pay attention, you'll be getting best marks. Then this is how the workbook for the 40 marks. Now you have the coursebook for the 20 marks. Here you have 6 lessons, and I'm trying to give you the brief summary of each lesson. But again, I would say that it's just a revision video. You need to go through textbook, you need to go through, or you can go through my summary videos also. So what is the pattern here? 1 mark 5 questions, 5 marks 1 question, and 10 marks 1 question with choices. So the very chapter number 1 you have here Vachinas of Akka Mahadevi and Astayakka, right? If I'm not wrong, uh, Astayakka, Akka Mahadevi. The following Vachana, the Vachinas, Akka Mahadevi's Vachinas, depicts how the poet accepts the immortal Lord as a husband. The poet expresses her love and says that she has loved a handsome youth, and this youth has no figure, no structure, and very immortal. Her love is not subject to death, and it is beyond the time's limit. Her love is not restricted to any boundary, it is infinite and universal. It has no sign, no symbol, no picture. She emphasizes that her love is birthless because it never dies. It doesn't fear, it's very strong. There's a great bond between the poet and her handsome youth. Though her love has no boundaries, it is not measurable. She has accepted the immortal, omnipresent Lord Channa Mallikarjuna as her husband. Then Satyaka, I'm sorry if my pronunciation is wrong. This Vachana, Satyaka's Vachana, is about the formless, immortal Lord and the realization of one's inner self. The poet says that her God does not reside in any external object. She felt foolish having thought so. She realizes that he resides in her heart without intimating her. She is unable to describe him because he is unborn. She believes in the theory that the God is everywhere, omnipresent. She felt losing her heart in his absence. His absence is reminded by his formless appearance. She expresses her devotion to Shambhu Jakeshwara as the Lord Shiva. Second lesson we have here, the nine gold medals by David Roth. So, nine gold medals by the American singer songwriter David Roth is based on a story about a 1976 race held by the Special Olympics for the intellectual disables. While competing in the 100-meter dash, a young runner accidentally stumbles and falls to the ground. Rather than continue the race without him, all of the other athletes they turn around and they lift the fallen runner to his feet. They walk across the finish line arm in arm in a powerful display of kindness and empathy that the speaker declares that this kind of epitomizes the true spirit of the game. Compassion and camaraderie are the far more valuable than winning. This is what the poem insists here. Please go through my video on this poem, Nine Gold Medals, in a very detailed summary, because it's very difficult to talk about the summary in the revision video. Then the third one we have here, A White Heron by Sarah on Jewett. A White Heron is a short story by Sarah, first published by Houghton Mifflin and Company in 1886. It was soon collected as a title story in Jewett anthology titled A White Heron and Other Stories. It follows a young city girl named Sylvia who came to live with her grandmother in the country. She meets a young ornithologist hunter seeking to find a rare bird that he recently spotted in the area. As the story progresses, Sylvia is challenged with whether or not she should tell the hunter that she has seen the bird. She also discovers a passion for country life and a love and values for the animals that inhabit it. So please go through the summaries video. The last song, written by Tamsula AO. So I have given here the full summary of this chapter because this is a very, very, very important chapter for the 10 marks question. So hence I have given you the summary here. In the story title, The Last Song, Tamsula speaks about the government forces determined to teach all those villagers the consequences of supporting the rebel cause. Even the house of God could not save them from the atrocities of the army. So what happens here? Epenio, a young girl, was born with a talent for singing. Her mother would take her to the community singing events, but her singing antics often caused embarrassment. Apenio's mother believed her singing genius has come from her father, Jamben, who was a gifted singer of traditional folk songs and the Christian hymns. After Jamben's death, Apenio and her mother lived alone in the village. The villagers were excited about the upcoming dedication of a new church building in the village, which had taken nearly 3 years to complete. The village was preparing for the event with eminent pastors from neighboring villages attending the service. However, troubled times for the Nagas were brewing as the independence movement gained momentum, and even the remote villages were paying taxes to the underground government. The government forces decided to arrest the leaders for paying taxes to the underground forces. On the dedication day, the choir sang before the formal inauguration, and the gunfire surrounded the village. The choir sang without fear, and the soldiers retaliated by pushing the pastor and the Geonboras. The villagers tried to escape, but Apenio remained unharmed. Her mother tried to pull her away, but the army leader grabbed her by the hair and dragged her away from the crowd. The villagers left to mourn the loss of their sacred church. A group of villagers were attacked by the soldiers, leading to chaos and a desperate search for their missing daughter, Apenio. The villagers found the young captain raping Apenio and a few other soldiers who were unable to save them from the bullets. The captain ordered his soldiers to open fire on the villagers, causing the old church to burn down and the new church to suffer from further damages. The villagers found many villagers injured and six members of the choir missing. The villagers found human bones and the piece of Apenio's shawl and buried their bodies in separate coffins. The villagers debated where to bury the deceased as they were considered unnatural deaths and could not be buried in the village graveyard. A compromise was reached with the villagers buried in outside the graveyard to show that their remains were not abandoned to a remote forest site, but no headstones would be erected for any one of them. The village's inhabitants were left to face the consequences of the actions. The grave sites in a village which were once buried beneath grassy knolls may be uncertain about the fate and the history behind it, but the story of the young girl whose last song died with the last breath lives on in the souls of those survived. The captain and his band of rapists, sorry, the captain and his band of rapists, the group of rapists who thought they had burned all evidence of the crime, they are unknown. An underground network has managed to piece together and the events of that Black Sunday and the assertion and the ascertain the identity of the captain. On a cold December night, an old storyteller gathers a group of students to listen to her stories, and they hear a strange sound, which is Apenio's last song. The storyteller hums a tune, and the young girl asks about Apenio's last song. Fifth, we have here story Bholi by K. Abbas. The story Bholi highlights the vital role played by a motivational teacher in the life of a student and how education becomes a lifeline for development and help her stand up on her feet, on her rights. So please go through my video of the story of Bholi, the summary of Bholi story. That's going to help you a lot. Last question, or sorry, the last chapter, Swami Vivekananda's Chicago speech of 1893. This speech, it's an excerpt from the speech, and this educates us on the cause of variance on religions and overcoming this variance through virtues of tolerance, harmony, and peace. Swami Vivekananda had been an inspiration for the youth of his time and continues to be an inspiration for the youth of today. So his speech, when we go through his speech, we find these nine important key points. Number one, Swami Vivekananda emphasizes that Hinduism is a religion which came from the Vedas. Vedas are a beautiful collection of spiritual laws discovered by different persons at different times. He says those persons are called rishis. Most of the rishis were women. He says Vedas don't have a beginning or ending. Swamiji compares them to the universal law of gravitation because it existed before its discovery and would exist never. He also says Hinduism is the only religion which focuses on the God during meditation. Mind is an object and you can control it. Swami Vivekananda compares the law of conservation of energy to the God. God may be potential sometimes or kinetic sometimes, but there is no point in telling there is no God. Swami Vivekananda says that death is just shifting of the soul from one body to another. He also mentions that a man gets infinite bliss when he attains perfection. That perfection is attained through meditation. So please go through my video on the summary of this particular chapter. So guys, friends, this is how I have tried to bring a revision of the whole syllabus of the first semester BA Generic English under BCU. If you want to go through in depth, please go through my videos on all the chapters, on the grammatical items of the question paper, all the three solved question papers. Go through the description box, you'll get all the videos links. So if you like this video, click on the like button. If you want to write something, write in the comment box. If you are not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe. I wish you very good luck for the examination. Thank you so much.